Oh, hey!
Hey, you're working early, Jorge.
Yes, I was really excited about your project. I took the code we were writing yesterday and I started to write it on the computer.
Jorge, are you sure you don't want to come work with us?
Haha, the truth is I would love to, but for now let's leave it on the side. Hey, listen to me. We've been looking at the G functions, and now I would like us to look at another type of function.
Which ones?
The M functions. The M functions, which are also known as miscellaneous, will enable us to complement what we have already seen.
Let's see, for example.
Well, there are functions that we need to turn on the spindle that rotates one way, that it rotates the other way, to change the RPM, turn the spindle, turn off the spindle. We also need to turn the coolant on and off. And there are other functions that will enable, when we have finished reading all of the code, to end the program.
Of course, there are functions that, while they're not directly related to the movement of the tool, they complement the creative process.
That's right.
Perfect.
Shall we have a look at this?
Yeah, great.
Perfect. Let's go to the workshop. Joaquin, let's look a little bit at miscellaneous functions.
Okay.
Let's see. If we want to turn the spindle in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction, we have the M03 function, which allows us to turn it clockwise. And we have the M04 function that allows us to turn it counterclockwise. And then if we want to stop it, we have M05. To make a piece, we need to change the tool.
Yes, for example, for roughing, finishing, or milling, right?
Perfect. Exactly. We need to position the turret in different places so as to select and have the tool in the position to machine. For this, we use the M06 function.
Jorge, is there any function to activate the coolant?
Yes, we have the M08 function. What it does is turns on the coolant, and the M09 function that turns it off.
I got it.
Now then, we've finished the program. We've entered the movement functions, we've entered the miscellaneous functions, and now I have to finish the program. If we're making a program, I'm going to use the M02 function to finish it. Now then, the M02 finishes the program for the machine. If I want the program to continue and to have a certain cycle, I need the M30 function. The M30 function, what it does is this: returns to the start of the program, or it returns the program to its subroutine. Now, if I have a program and I have a subprogram, what the machine does is it reads this program and it will jump to the subprogram. This subprogram, at the end, what it has to have is the M30 function. When it reads the M30 function, what it does is it goes back and returns to the previous program. Do you understand?
Yeah, there must be a lot more M functions, right?
The reality is that there are a lot of M functions, and many of these depend on the manufacturer. Therefore, we always have to go and check in the machine manual. However, I'll give you now a list that I have of the typical M functions. So you can use it as a manual, but always check the machine manuals.
Thanks, Jorge.
No problem. Well, so we have seen the M functions and the G functions, and now we just have the T functions. The T functions are directly associated with the tool. I'm going to show it to you on the turret.
Okay.
The T functions have two assigned numbers, which are directly related to positions inside the turret. Can you see the numbers inside the turret?
Yeah.
Well, when I talk about the T01 function, what I'm assigning is the name of the tool located in the position 1 of the turret.
All right.
202 is that which is found in position 2. 204 is located in position 4. Now, do you remember that the M function was related to the tool change?
Yeah, M06.
That's right. M06 works together with the T function. So, I call the T function first, and then I call the M06 function, which will position the tool I have previously told it to with the T function.
In other words, the M function and the T function work together.
Exactly.
Right.
We've already talked about the G functions that are going to make the movements of the machine. We were talking about the miscellaneous functions, and we've done the trajectory of the piece. Now, there's something very important that we should discuss. which is the radius compensation. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know that it has something to do with the tool, but I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Well, let's see. Have you got your notebook there? I'll do a drawing and explain it to you. We define the trajectory on the profile of our piece. Now then, the tool that is going to machine has a small tip radius. Now, this small radius that we have here, we have to compensate it, because what we're defining with the trajectory is the center of this radius. To compensate it, what we have to do is move this entire trajectory outwards, one radius.
One radius. Perfect.
Yes, do you understand?
Yeah.
Well, perfect. And with that, we're able to start.
That is, I know about the m functions, I know about the g functions. We've completed everything with the radius compensation. Jorge, do you think I'm ready to start programming the machine?
I think so. All we have to do is just go ahead with the piece.
Great.